Ladies and gentlemen, summer is slowly wrapping down, and that means the time of year to get the work done around your house is coming to a close. That's especially important because it is peak paver season. That's right, peak paver season. Our friends over at Ruther Materials in North Bergen and Succassana are selling paving stones, specifically Nicoloc blocks, some of the best in the biz. And if you're looking to get that patio done, we started this ad read in the early part of the summer saying it's time to get it done. And now, Josh, we're nearing the end, and your window to get the work done in your yard is slowly coming to a close.
It could have been done already. It could have been ready for the Labor Day party.
Could have been, should have been.
But hey, there's always next year.
Well, there's always right now because it is still peak paver season. Woo! And you still have time. So if you're looking to get that patio reno done, reach out to our friends over at Ruther Materials. Like I said, North Bergen, Succassana, let them know you're trying to get that grill set up right on that beautiful new patio. And reach out to them. Great people. And be sure to ask about Nicoloc blocks.
Hey, this is Jersey. You're listening to the Garden State.
You're listening to The Garden State, the only New Jersey podcast that gives you all the news you need to hear this week. My name is Josh Sobo.
I'm Josh Chomik.
I'm Jimmy Parks.
And I'm Jordan Morris.
Welcome back, everyone. After a long sabbatical, the summer sabbatical, some are calling it.
The sabbatical of 25.
We are back, well-rested, tan, and ready to talk about New Jersey.
Oh, yeah.
It's good to be back, boys.
And you have an extra kid now.
Yeah, that happened too. So I think we should.
Cool.
We keep getting DMs from people saying, "Where'd you guys go?" And we should have done a little explanation post. We should have put up a podcast saying, "Hey, we're going to take a few weeks off."
I put a story up, but I don't think a story was enough.
Yeah, and
I didn't even see it.
I didn't
You
see
don't
it.
even follow the Garden State. You don't even watch any of our videos.
Listen, the haters have been praying for our downfall for so long.
People thought there was drama. They're like, is everything good?
No.
Guys?
And not even that. The other New Jersey podcasts, and you know the names, they've been waiting for us to stop. And I think this was their window where we wanted to give them wanted to
help them out a little bit,
break their ankles a little bit, fake them out a little bit. But what really happened was my wife gave birth to our second born child,
Woo!
which has been amazing. And then coupled with that, I think, and you could tell me if I'm wrong on this, Josh, because I think it really was you, the sentiment that it started with. We've been feeling a bit like there's a change coming to the podcast. We've been saying this for like a year and a half now, but I just feel like this window of let's take a break was really good for us to kind of think about where is the Garden State going overall. We have a huge Instagram page, almost 400,000 followers. We're
amazing.
Getting like 30 million, 20 million views every month on it, and TikTok is really big as well. But the podcast element is a very special sort of thing because it's for our core people.
Yes.
Those are the diehards, the people that really want to talk about New Jersey 24/7.
Yeah, I think like doing this for 4 years, that was our first official long break, and we were just burnt out, I think.
Yeah.
Because doing the pod, it's a lot of work, and on top of it, all of us have different full-time jobs. We don't do this full-time. It's not easy, and we were just feeling very burnt. I was just like, all right, perfect timing. Josh is having a kid. Let's just take like 3-4 weeks off, just to regroup, figure out what we want to do, and we're still trying to figure out what we want to do with this podcast. But it is a special core group of people who listen to the pod. We thank you guys so much for your support. It's really cool because you guys like know everything about the Garden State compared to like the randos who just watch our clips on Instagram. So we appreciate you guys for sticking with us all this time. But yeah, to be honest with you guys in open, we don't really know what we're doing with the pod.
We have ideas, but I think the clarity, I think it's going to come to us, but we just need to really process through what makes sense, because the thing is, we've built the format. So for those listening that have listened for a while, maybe you know this. For the newer listeners, maybe not. This format didn't start as a podcast. We just would sit and film 6 clips a week for Instagram and TikTok. And then people were like, hey, could you make it into a full podcast? So we kind of reverse engineered a podcast. And then because the format worked, we just kept doing it. You know, people liked it. But I think we're at a point where I think we feel there's more. There's more untapped that we got to dive into, which is a good feeling. It's not even a feeling for me of like, it's not a negative feeling. It's more trying to have fresh vision for where we're going, because there's a lot happening off the podcast right now. We could talk about some of what happened this weekend. That was pretty cool and kind of crazy. There's a lot happening off of it that makes me go like, the podcast needs to align with sort of the direction we're going. And if you guys have any ideas of what you'd like to see, like what do you love about this podcast? What brings joy? What do you not like? Well, I mean,
Well, for one, like what we started doing and we want to do more of, but it just takes more time, is like these man on the street videos where Josh is going out, investigative journalism at its finest. And we love that type of content. But, you know, it just takes time. And of course, like news networks are doing it daily because that's their full-time gigs. But we feel like we're crushing that format. We want to keep doing that more often. It's so much fun to make.
Well,
and,
I think,
you know, we're seeing progress with it.
Sorry for interrupting you. No, I hate
forgiven.
when I do. I was just going to say, I think for the social pages, we have a lot of clarity right now for where we're going, like what we want to do with it. We did this story. Maybe if you guys follow us on Instagram, you saw the story about the mother from Middletown, New Jersey, who's legally blind and can't drive her kids to school, and she's trying to get a school bus for the kids. Well, we made that video. Like 2 days later, last night, I get a phone call from the family, and the township is providing them busing now. We got
cool.
The video got like 400,000 views in 3 days, and to me, I'm like, that's such a clear win. That style of content's fun. There's fresh subject matter every week, and I think we're definitely going to dive deeper into some of that going forward.
Yeah,
I think the podcast, the actual format though, is the structure what we want? Do we want to restructure? And we can figure that out. It'll come in time.
Yeah, and it's fun. It is really fun to do these podcasts. It's just, I think over time, doing it for 4 years, we were just kind of like, all right, let's take a break because it's the same exact thing. And to be honest, like I think talking about the news gets tiring.
Well,
A lot of these stories are the same. Yeah, we couldn't find news stories that were interesting too. So that was frustrating.
That's the challenge of this format for the listeners behind the curtain is we do the 4 or 5, 6 stories every week. And when there are weeks where the night before we're all lining up stories, that's what we call it. We'll line up the stories in a Google
lineup.
Doc. And usually Josh is ripping through like every link on the internet related to New Jersey news. And there's weeks where there's just nothing happening. It's like another massage parlor in Edison was busted in. Someone died. Someone was shot and killed. And,
Another rapist.
yeah, like it's just like, okay, not that that's not
it's important
interesting,
news.
but we're looking for the unique, I don't know, what's the word? We're looking for those special interest stories that are kind of interesting to talk about and have a cultural impact. Obviously, the other things have an impact and they're important to our communities, but if we talk about murder every week, people will tune out.
Yeah, it just becomes a murder podcast at that point because people are dying daily.
We should do a murder podcast. Listen, I'll say it. My wife and I, when we used to go on vacation, we drive down the shore, back before we had kids, because now it's totally different, we would listen to some of those murder mystery podcasts. They're really interesting.
What was that one called that we...
Crime Junkies.
Those Crime Junkies,
No,
yeah.
the one you're talking about with Adnan Syed or whatever. That was like the first
Serial.
podcast.
Serial.
Yeah.
That was like the first podcast.
That's what really put like podcasts on the map.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
What was that, 2014, 2015?
2014. Yeah.
That's wild.
Because I
Feels
remember
like
I used
yesterday.
to listen to that like freshman year of college, like going to class.
Crazy.
And then what was that New Jersey political murder mystery podcast?
Dead Ends.
Dead End. Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh, I forgot about Dead Ends.
That was
really,
a good
really
one.
That's
good.
crazy.
I listened to that on a road trip with my wife in Montana. We were hooked.
Yeah. I got super hooked into
Well, yeah,
that
we
one.
just got to make one that's just Jersey murder based.
You were saying
The daily murders of Jersey.
Well, we could. There's a lot. Not many of them are interesting. But
That's the thing, yeah.
I was just gonna say. So you were saying freshman year of college, the memory you have is Serial.
Yeah.
I think that's so funny because I feel like you kind of mark periods of your life by what you're watching or listening
Yeah.
to. Breaking Bad for me, freshman year of college.
Yeah.
I remember watching all
That
of
makes
it.
sense because that was like senior year of high school for me. So
Yep.
Yeah. And now Jimmy's a senior, so he's almost there.
Senior in college, man. So proud of him. It only took him 10 years.
hey, he made it.
Super senior.
But we're back, boys.
We're back.
We are back.
And part of what I was mentioning earlier about there's a lot of really exciting stuff happening will be encapsulated in this weekend recap because there's stuff that's happened over the last 3 weeks or so that's been so cool.
So cool.
That we've been like, man, we're what's the term? We're like over the target. What's that
Over
saying?
the moon?
No, I mean like we're hovering over the target. Like we're getting close to something.
What's
here.
that? We're punching above our
Punching above our weight? No, that wasn't what I was trying to say, but that would apply
I
here.
don't think that. I don't know if it applies here.
So the first thing that happened, and we'll do a weekend recap because what I'm about to say relates to your guys' weekends.
Whoa. Weekend recap.
Should I share the background of your guys' experiences this weekend, or do you want to just say what you guys did this weekend and then we'll talk about what happened?
You could share the background, and we'll go for it.
I think background's important.
So there were
Background check.
two major concerts this weekend at MetLife. You had the Jonas Brothers on Saturday night. Sunday night. You had My Chemical Romance on Saturday night. I had that backwards.
Legends.
So My Chemical Romance first, Jonas Brothers second night. Well, about a month and a half ago, Team Jonas reached out to the Garden State.
Whoa!
And this is something that I guess now we can talk about it. I didn't know if we were ever going to say something about it. We were in the process of setting up an interview with Kevin Jonas.
Like, Josh, you were texting with them.
We were talking with the team. Yeah, I mean, like we were literally texting, and it just, of course, last minute scheduling conflict.
It's always the last second, like the day before. They're like, it's not going to work out.
Big bummer. But that back to the point of we were working on a Kevin Jonas interview for the Garden State, which would have been epic. Very, very cool. And that's part of the hovering over the target. Like, I feel like we're getting close to something here that's really special. And then, of course, as a result of that, Jordan had to go to this concert.
Absolutely.
You had to research.
Sunday night.
Yeah, spontaneously too.
And what was that like?
It was honest. I would say it's probably the best concert I've been to.
Well, take us back to
Really?
the
Not
day.
exaggerating.
Take us back to like the day of where, because you didn't have tickets.
I didn't.
that day. So take
And
us
we
through
didn't-
like
we didn't
what
even
that
realize,
process
so,
was.
Like, my fiance and I were just like, I forget how the topic of the Jonas Brothers came up, but she's like, "Man, I think their concert is tonight." So it was like a couple hours before. So we go on Ticketmaster and we're like, let's just see what the cheapest tickets are, like just to get in the building. And it was $35 a person. So
That's
we're like,
great.
okay, we got to go.
Which is shocking for MetLife. Like, you would
Yeah.
think like, it's going to be 100 or 200.
Like, on the ticket, it said like you have like a limited view and all this stuff. But like when we got there, it's a limited view of the band. So it's like they're out.
Because where was your seat?
It was
The actual, like the drummer and
like the drummer, like all that. So it's like you could see, the Jonas Brothers the whole time. It's just
Yeah.
like you can't see,
because you were on the
you can't
left
see
side.
the drummer. Yeah, we're on the left side of the stage, and it's like they had like a big LED screen that we couldn't see either. But I'm like, I don't really care about.
You
what
got
they're-
to
what they're
see the
playing.
Jonas Brothers.
Yeah,
from
so
your
we got to see
perspective.
them, but they were just like pulling out guest after guest. And it was like when they brought out Demi Lovato, I'm like, I've never heard a crowd pop like that in my life. I'm like, that's probably like I can feel my eardrums like
crazy.
vibrating.
Were
I'm like,
you
oh my
screaming
gosh.
as well?
Of course.
How
Demi Lovato.
How are the All American Rejects?
They're actually great.
I love them.
They have at least like 3 or 4 like really big hits. So like when they pull those
Yeah.
out, like everybody goes crazy. But
They have
It's like 8.
Well, no,
no, but I'll be like
the core 4, which would be
Move along. Dirty Little Secret.
Yes. Jimmy.
It ends tonight.
Yes.
it gives you hell. or
Oh
something?
man,
Gives you hell.
those
those-
4
those-
songs are
those
all
are the ones
Swing.
that-
Okay, yeah, that is
Swing,
another.
swing.
The last song.
Which one's that?
The last one.
The last one on the first album.
I don't know it.
I don't know that one. But the first 5
How
you
does the
named,
last song go?
This is the last song. I don't know. You gotta listen to it.
I
We'll
don't
have to. But see, here's the thing, Jimmy. The first 5 songs you named are the soundtrack of our. If you're
middle school, dude, high
Yeah.
school, crazy.
Yeah, but if you're like 30 now or 30, like age 29 to 35, that was a soundtrack of like you're sitting at the town pool in 2004, and that's what you're hearing.
Oh yeah,
My
maybe
Paper
that's
Hearts. That's another good one.
You're getting deep into it now, Jim.
Yeah.
But what's crazy is the day before this show, the All American Rejects played at Sheets in Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah, I saw it on TikTok.
So smart. They've been doing all these like backyard shows. I think it started because they just like played one of their friends' like parties, and then it went like crazy on viral on TikTok. And then they're like, oh, what if we just did this like warm up tour of like surprise house shows?
So cool.
And they're playing in like people's front yards, and like I think they did like someone's barn.
So cool.
So
I've been seeing a lot of people on TikTok offer their properties.
Oh,
So there's
yeah,
people
yeah.
that'll be like, listen, I have this backyard bar with a stage that lines up to a lake. It's just like the type of properties that you'd see in a Disney movie or something like Camp Rock. Like it's the picturesque
Yeah.
backyard party from a movie in 2005. Again, 2005. I don't know why that year keeps coming to me. But like there's a lot of people with really cool backyards that are reaching out to the All American Rejects. Like, it's yours. If you want to do a
awesome.
concert, it's yours. which is just kind of funny. But so you enjoyed it.
It was so good, yeah.
Did Marshmallow remember you?
No, he couldn't see me.
Oh, he couldn't see you
I was waving to him. I was shining the light. Like
You and Marshmallow have some history.
we do.
Do you actually?
Yeah,
Wait, what?
because he flew my. Well, actually, we went out for another reason, but my brother and I met up with him to film a video,
Oh, no way.
and we actually, I think it's the most popular video on his TikTok. So
Really?
I filmed it, but my brother was like the
No
one
way.
in the video with him. Yeah,
You didn't hit him up?
yeah. We just, I should have hit him up.
Yeah, you should have hit him up. You'd be like, yo, guest list.
Look, I filmed your most popular video.
That's cool, man.
It
That's
was
awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, super good concert. And they were talking a lot about Jersey because it's the hometown
That's
tour.
what
I've
kills me,
seen so
man.
many
So like
clips.
everything, like all their jackets said like New Jersey, all this stuff. They're like,
And they went on every other podcast that wasn't about New Jersey.
and they all talked about how they're from Jersey. And Kevin got the biggest cheer when he said, I still live in Jersey. Everybody went crazy.
I love that.
Man, well, we're hovering over the target. We're gonna make a Kevin Jonas interview happen. It's coming. And then Saturday.
Yes, the day before.
So you want to give
Ano-
backstory here?
I mean, yeah, another legendary New Jersey band played a sold out show at MetLife, My Chemical Romance,
Yeah.
which is another band from that era, like growing up, like in the middle school and high school, like all we listened to was My Chem. And they played a hometown sold out show at MetLife, and Frank Iero is actually a listener of the pod.
Well, he's bought merch from us. It's so funny. So, well, you should give context. So he plays guitar for
Yes.
My Chemical Romance. He's bought merch from us, and he's DM'd us like, "Hey, can you restock the Lantern Fly shirt?" And I'm like, "What a turn of events in life!" He's such a nice, like a good dude.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
so cool. Like he's been so kind to us. And well, you continue.
Yeah, well, he's wearing the merch in like his LS Dunes videos, which are just blows my mind because I'm like, dude, like I grew up like listening to
Yeah.
your music, and now you're selling out MetLife. So anyway, yeah, we hit him up, and Frank put us on the guest list, which was it's just so
Awesome.
crazy to me. Yeah, so me, Jimmy, and a few friends, we ended up going. We had amazing seats, first level, like on the right side, and it was just like one of the best I've never seen My Chemical Romance before, and Jimmy has growing up, but like it was probably top 3 concerts of my life.
Really?
Wow, that's come. And you've
And
been
I've
to a
been to-
lot of
I've been
shows.
to hundreds
Hold on.
of shows.
Okay,
You've
so
been to a lot of
you've been
shows.
to more concerts than anyone I know, and you've toured with bands. So
Yeah.
you've been to literally more concerts.
That's why I kind of know the inside out of everything that's happening.
What to you? Because I know you like when like we would see rappers, and you like when
Yeah.
they have a live band. Like that's like the mark for you of a really good
Yeah.
a really good artist. Is it the stadium level production that gets you hyped? Is it like the way the sound is in a stadium? What?
Probably, like, I've never been to a stadium concert, first off, so I didn't expect the sound to be like incredible. I was like, it's stadium, I don't know, arena shows are usually better. But a mix of their music being amazing, them being super tight, the mix being awesome, but also their theatrics in between songs. Like, I didn't realize My Chem had so much, like, there's so many like inside jokes, and there's like lore amongst the fan base. But like there was so much acting happening in between the songs as they're going through the Black Parade.
Really?
Yeah, there's like a
Execution scene?
execution scene.
What?
But they're all because like during that album he's in character.
Yeah.
Gerard Way's in character, so it's
That's
just
so cool.
like there's a lot happening in between, and then a mix of that, and the stage was on fire at one point with pyro. I've never seen so much pyro at a show before.
Wow.
It was just it was so locked. They were so tight.
To that point about the pyro, it was so much pyro that I, for a split second, was like, did something go wrong?
Wow, that's
And
pretty cool.
So,
Do you think playing guitar, like, do you think there's a better feeling in the world than going on stage and playing your guitar and hearing it reverberate through a stadium? Like, it must be
No.
such a ridiculous feeling.
Well, even like there's some videos of like you see videos of the guys on stage kind of just like hearing the fans just screaming all the lyrics back, and you could tell like it was just like a full circle thing for them. Like it
Yeah.
was so special.
Oh, it must be
because
unreal.
they're from Belleville, New Jersey. The mayor of Belleville gave them the key to the city during the show.
So
and one of
funny.
the guys is from Kearney.
Yep.
So like imagine like you're a kid in middle school, high school, you're making this music, and now you're selling a MetLife, hearing
yeah.
all these fans, and it must be like the craziest feeling ever.
And Frank posted something on Instagram that day saying that, I think it was like 5 years ago or something, he had this vivid dream about playing MetLife Stadium. And at the time, My Chem wasn't like really talking to each other. They weren't doing anything. And he texted like the whole band and was like, "Hey, I just had this dream last night," and now 5 years later,
I saw that.
And Frank's another one. He wanted to come onto the pod at one point, and it just scheduling didn't work out.
People
like,
are
we were
very
like,
busy.
DMing with him. He was just like, "Yeah, I want to come on," and like we were just going back and forth about like where we were at the time and stuff. So we got to get Frank on the pod too.
Yeah, we'll figure
which would
it
be
out.
like crazy just to talk about the MetLife show.
yeah.
I think the stadium. I really want to do.
Thank you, Frank.
Thank you, Frank. Yeah, for sure. That's very. He seems like an amazing person. Very generous. I think the stadium show thing is real. I told my wife next summer we're doing one stadium show. I want to see one, like whether it's Chris Stapleton at MetLife or somebody at MetLife. I did see, though, I will say, a TikTok from the Jonas show of people in the center. So like they're straight on from the stage all the way to the top. Mm-hmm. And the way the mix was, because it's a stadium, like you can't get it perfect. They couldn't hear when All American Rejects were singing. They couldn't hear the vocalist at all. Like for whatever the way it was echoing out, I guess it was like all
That's interesting.
guitar, drums, no vocals, and everybody was like, "We
Wait,
can't hear
in
you."
the center, they couldn't hear him. Really?
I think that's where it was.
shocking.
Yeah, it was like up.
That's usually where you get the best.
Maybe
mix.
I'm remembering the angle
sitting
wrong,
by-
but like everyone was like, "We can't hear."
They
a
were in the
thing.
one seat where it just wasn't.
Well, I mean,
coming to
where
them.
we were, it sounded awesome. I mean, we
Yeah.
had like a line array like facing right at us. So,
So cool.
Those side ones were like crazy.
Yeah, so they were massive, and I was like,
And before we like go off from this, Death Cab for Cutie was also there. One of my other
that's
favorite
right.
bands.
That's right, Death Cab. Which that was very exciting to me too. I really wanted to hear Death Cab.
Dude, it was just all around just
In
a
my
good
sad
time.
boy era.
Great weekend for MetLife for New Jersey. It's a win for everyone. Jonas Brothers, My Chem, just so cool.
Thursday,
Yeah,
New Jersey natives as well.
just a win for Jersey all around.
I have one more question on this, and then we can move on to the stadium piece. I saw that obviously it's 2 concerts, 2 nights in a row. So do you think MetLife goes to these bands and goes, "Hey, here's our summer setup. We're gonna have a stage. We're gonna have a Center Island thing for you"? Because I think the Jonas Brothers had that Center Island too, didn't they?
It's different. Yeah, completely different.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
is it? Did they fully tore it down?
So Chomik and I were actually talking about this 'cause
Right after the show.
Right after the show, I was like, "Do you think it's the same like core stage, or did they tear that whole thing down and put up a new one?" I think because then what? Who else was there? Someone else was there this week too.
Chris Brown.
Chris Brown.
Yeah, he was there.
I was looking
Tuesday,
at photos.
Wednesday.
Actually, it looks like the same like stage build,
Yeah.
but it's like you with the line arrays with the sound and everything that's brought in by like the touring
Yeah.
crew and stuff, and then on the floor it's like every tour is different. So
Yeah.
What's a line array? You guys keep saying that.
It's the speakers where they're like stacked on each other. and you have,
yeah,
like, a
those are
curve.
really long speakers.
Oh yeah, okay.
because it's like a line.
I was wondering the same thing though, because I was looking at the video you took, because I was like, did they tear down that entire stage and build a new one in?
It made
a
me think
day?
about that. Yeah, I think they kept the core stage.
Yeah, I think
and
it's like
then
the
everything
same core,
else
and then like they
changes.
just change out like the stuff on it, maybe the screens and the.
But also, like when
speakers.
we were leaving the show, me and Jimmy we saw the union workers like checking in for work when we were leaving.
Yeah,
so I
it's
guess
cool.
like they were just coming in for their shift to start tearing down, getting ready for Jonas Brothers. It's just like nonstop at MetLife. It's amazing how
very
everything
cool.
runs so smooth. That whole industry is so cool.
Well, maybe next summer we'll figure out a way to all get to a show together. This year was hard.
That'd be really
I had
cool.
a little baby, and you guys are going to these shows, and I'm like, oh my
I don't know,
gosh.
next 5 summers, you're gonna have like 5 more kids.
That's the plan at this point, to be honest with you. And then when the Jonas Brothers do their 30-year tour, because this is 20 years,
Yeah.
I'll be like, all right, the kids they can get a babysitter now. But no, it's good to be back on the podcast, guys. I'm glad everyone's having a good summer. It's weird. We're at August 14th recording this. Summer's
Wow.
slowly winding down, getting ready for Labor Day's in, what, 2 weeks now? 2.5 weeks?
no, don't talk about
So
that.
it is fine though, because
terrible.
fall is coming. I went into not Williams Sonoma, Crate and Barrel yesterday at the mall, and they had, how those stores burn scents.
Yeah, I know exactly what you
it
mean.
was pumpkin-y. It smelled like cinnamon pumpkin, and there were all these little fall decorations out. And I was like, yo, I'm kind of excited. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm very excited.
I'm not gonna lie.
Same
Spooky
here.
season's coming.
I was at King's yesterday, and they had the whole box of the pine cones
Yeah, I
that
love
smell
it.
like the fall already. So I took a nice big whiff, and I was like, "No way, we're
I
here
love it.
already."
I love it. I love
It's
it.
too early.
Hey, let's order crew necks this week,
Whoa.
so we have them for the fall. We have like a ton of crew necks to get to sell.
Yeah, we gotta talk to
We got to talk to our supplier. Before we go into the traditional news, I want to give an update, a Garden State update. We always say we're going to do updates on news. And yeah, so the last...
You mentioned it earlier, so yeah, let's go into it.
I mentioned this earlier. So over the weekend, we went to visit a mother in Middletown, New Jersey, who is legally blind and can't drive her kids to school. and her family's been fighting with the town for 4 years to get busing for their kids to go to school. And we officially have an update on the story.
Yeah.
So last night I got a phone call from Rob and Carolyn, who are the family the story's about, and they let us know that this school year they will be receiving busing for their kids
Wow.
to school.
That's awesome.
Dude,
That's
it's so
huge.
crazy. It's like it took only 3 days for our video to be up. It blew up, and there was so much support. The comments were all supporting this family. It was beautiful, and to hear that the township, they gave in, and they're just like, yeah, like, all right, we're gonna give you busing. Like, that's crazy to me.
You know what's insane to me? That they were offering to pay for the busing themselves.
And they still said no.
still said no.
Well, that's the thing with local, and this is where I think that the format of us doing the man on the street thing is going to become sort of the future wave of where we're going. We talked about that earlier, because I think it allows us to have a laser focus on a singular issue that we could actually change. Most people always want to focus on big issues, national stuff that you really can't change. You could vote, but like, what are you going to do if you don't like the tax policy or tariffs? But if you look at something local in your town or a town around you, like, hey, here's a mom, and what would make her life amazing is if we could just get a school bus for her kids to go to school.
Yeah.
It sounds simple, but this family was in gridlock with the town for years on this issue. And when we made the video, when we were doing the edit, I was kind of torn on. We included photos of the different individuals in the town that had the power to make these
Transportation
decisions.
coordinator and also superintendent.
And I think I felt a little torn. Like, at the end of the day, do we want to play hardball?
Oh yeah.
Because I'm sure these people are just people too, and they're going through their day-to-day lives. But after meeting with the family, I felt like we had to be serious about helping them
100%.
however we could. We had to really play hardball, to say it like that, because of how messed up the situation was overall, like how upsetting it was to talk to the family. But also because in local government, we have the power as local people, and now we've been given this platform from people in New Jersey. We have to use it wisely and try to help with situations that we can help with. If there's something that we feel we could have a voice for or put a focus on in the state, we got to do that, I think. So I was really proud.
So yeah, like, what did the family say on the call? I was on the call with you.
So there's good news and there's bad news. The good news is they said the township is giving busing for this next year. The bad news is they were like, it sounds like begrudgingly, and now I don't want to read between the lines too much because they got an email. I didn't read the email, but it sounds like begrudgingly the township is giving busing for just this next year, and they said they're going to regroup or reassess the matter at the start of next school year.
So they get it for 1 year, and
Yes.
then they'll figure it out after.
Yeah, which sounds like the township is trying to put
we're gonna have to visit them again.
I said to him, we're going to stay on it, and if we need to visit again and make another video, we will. But it sounds like the township's trying to do the right thing. We got to give them a little bit of space to figure it out.
Yes.
Let's see what the township does.
This is just 1 day ago, less than a day ago.
To me, the whole thing is asinine because so often I think in local politics or in any sphere of your life, when you're so close to an issue, you lose sight of common sense. Like if you live in the school system, that's all you do. You're a school administrator or a superintendent. Your issues that are existing, the proximity to the issues makes it very hard for you to see them clearly. I think that happens in every sphere, no matter where you work. And as a result, I think this superintendent is not thinking straight, genuinely. I think it's like they always have good excuses like, well, it's not equitable for all. What about, if another family reaches out and it's like, it doesn't matter. Make it happen for this family and then deal with the next issue when you get to it, and I don't know, meeting Carolyn and Rob, they were like the sweetest people ever.
Yeah, and then seeing their kids, like,
and they're
so polite, and they came up to us. They were so happy to see us. It was like beautiful.
That was the one thing I wish I mentioned in the video. Their kids were so sweet, and I think you could judge parents. Their kids were like age 6 to age 8, 3 of them, maybe 6, 8, and 9, or 6, 7, and 9, something like that. And they were so sweet. Like, they were good kids. You could just tell, well-behaved, polite, kind, said hi to us, talked to us. And that was the part that really hit home to me, where I'm like, these are good local people trying to go about their life. Rob is a school teacher, like, not people looking for attention in any sort of way. And sadly, it got to that. So A really happy win.
And did they say, like, with the bus, I guess there's no details yet, but, like, was the bus just going to stop on that main road that they mentioned, or would they actually come to the kid's house?
I don't know if they have that clarity, and I didn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
So, for context, my daughter just got out of a bath, and she was screaming. I was trying to get her pajamas on her, and she was screaming, and they were on the phone, and they were telling me. So it was like a 2-minute conversation where they just gave me the update. We were all so excited. I didn't get to talk for like 20 minutes with them. But nonetheless, a very big win for the Bradfields and for the Garden State overall.
Before we move on from this, any guesses on how much the Middletown Township superintendent makes?
228, I think it is.
You're close. You're 10,000 off.
218?
238.
$238,000.
Nice.
Holy smokes, baby. That's a lot of money. That's for a public servant.
Yeah.
And the thing with superintendents is they're bureaucrats. They're not elected by the people. What happens is the school board in most towns, you elect your board members, and the board members come together and select the superintendent. So it's a role where you're kind of gridlocked. They're not like up for election. You could put pressure on the board members, but that's the issue with bureaucracy. When you have people that are non-elected government officials making decisions, and they get a little bit of power. And here's the reason why I'm glad we did it the way we did it with photos and stuff is, again, when you're in your bubble and you have power, that's your whole world. And this happens everywhere, no matter what system you're within. But there's always somebody with a little bit more reach than you.
Listen, if we didn't put those photos or like their names, I don't know if we'd have a solution today.
Yeah, I don't think so
I think that was a big part of the video. So I'm happy you told me to include that.
So we're just happy for the Bradfields. Happy to hear
Huge
they
win.
got a win, and a big win for the people of Jersey. All right, so let's get into the mailbag. Moving on, we have one mailbag I wanted to play, and then we will dive into the news for the week. What do you say, fellas?
Let's go. Let's do
Josh,
this thing.
I want this mailbag to be jam-packed, filled to the brim. People have had time to rest. We're back. So what's the number our listeners can call if it's not already burned into their brains?
Call it to the mailbag. It's super easy, and we'd love to hear from you guys. The number is
908 67 99 99 3.
Boys, killing me over here. I know you said you'd probably take a week off if Josh had the kid, and I see you had the kid. Congratulations. Looks beautiful. But guys, it's been 3 weeks. Killing me over here. I see a couple reels here and there from you guys, a couple videos, but I'm dying to watch some pods of my boys. Hopefully you get back on soon. See you guys later.
we didn't even get a name of this caller, but that call was freaking awesome, dude.
Well, listen, we're back. Okay, so with the griping and complaining, the kids are not happy.
No.
And since we're mom and dad, I'm dad in this situation.
What? How am I mom?
I just claimed I get to be dad.
That's crazy.
Took it first.
That is disrespectful.
We're back, okay? So everybody can, get their knickers out of a twist and get, we'll get some stories going every week now.
Yeah, hopefully we're back.
Yeah. I think we're back.
I think we're back. We have no other choice.
Did we just come back?
We are back. I think we're back. Jimmy, are we back?
We're back.
Jordan, we back?
I believe so. I think that's correct.
Hey, we could make the whole podcast AI.
We talked about that.
It's just not us anymore.
Did you send them the clip that you made?
Yeah, we're just
Where
It
you
made
just
me Asian.
Yeah, you turned into an Asian guy out of the
I
blue.
took like photos of us, and I was just like told AI to like make news like clips about New Jersey, and it just turned us into.
Wait, I don't think I saw
So
this.
Josh took,
I just took a still photo of me and Sobo.
because you can do that. You can give it a still photo and say, bring this to life and let them talk. And immediately it transformed me into a Filipino guy, and it made
That's
you like
incredible.
it made you
looked like-
normal kind
Yeah.
of.
Yeah, we just sounded like
looked a little
we just
different.
sounded like two bros. Like I have to figure out how to make our voices, like make the AI our voices.
I don't
didn't
know if
how
you
to
could do that with VO. You could do that with like 11 Labs.
There's like so many different programs to use. Like
Yeah, 11
VO
Labs
is
is
great, but
great
yeah, I
for
don't know if VO
voices.
could change my voice like that.
What if this was all an experiment and the listeners found out that we've been working with AI?
We've been
You know,
AI this whole time. We're fake.
That would be a really cool documentary.
That would be.
My ADD ideation brain, bear with me for a second. I like when people do those sort of social projects. If you made a documentary about making a fake podcast or a band, because you've heard about all these bands blowing up. Have you guys heard about this?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
one with like 2 million monthly listeners right now
a
on Spotify.
huge band on Spotify.
You would
that's-
never know just listening to it.
The
either.
only reason people realize is their album cover just looks like AI.
Yeah.
And just like social media blew it up.
But imagine if you made a documentary building a podcast about New Jersey or something from start, and everything's AI.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at some point, it'd be really cool to see how far you could get with that. Because I think nowadays,
Release it like 20 years down the road and just tell people.
yeah, I mean, why not? But let's do news since we're back, and
So back.
since Dad is here to take care of the podcast.
I don't like that you're saying that.
Yeah.
Don't forget about Mom.
And then what makes Jordan? Jordan and
These
Jimmy
are
the
sons.
uncles?
They're
No,
our
they're
kids.
sons.
Oh, you guys are the kids.
They're our children.
I'm the son. Jimmy's the daughter.
Huh?
Jimmy's the rebellious son. He doesn't want to come on family vacation anymore, and
Sounds about right.
he listens
Listening
to
to
pop
My Chemical Romance.
Chemical Romance.
He's about to like put the makeup on his face and dye his hair.
All right, so let's get this show on the road. First story here: Seaside Heights will begin closing beaches earlier after a drowning this past week.
You know, you see so many people swimming after hours at the beaches, and the rip currents have been insane this summer. And we had another drowning this week. It's terrible.
There was a lot of people that ended up like.
Yeah, getting rescued.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of rescues.
We saw the footage on Instagram.
Shout out Ryan Mack.
Yeah.
Jersey Shore Fire
That's
Response. Yeah,
And
great
It
footage.
said they responded in 2 minutes too. So I'm like, how the heck?
Very quick.
He was able to get that footage.
But like
It's
people
nuts.
are like seeing like, oh, lifeguards are gone, now we could just have some fun swimming. I think the family that got rescued was from Trenton, so they weren't
Yeah.
even from the area, and they go out and you just get caught up in a rip current and you're fighting, you're losing all your energy, and one person unfortunately died. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now the mayor is saying like, all right, if it's bad conditions, we're shutting the beach down and you'll get ticketed or fined if we find you swimming, because like too many people are drowning.
Yeah.
And the rescues are getting out of control.
It's crazy. I mean, well, what do you do? What can you do?
I mean, yeah, like you could keep it the way it is, but most people just don't have common sense. They don't realize that there's a rip current there. More people should be aware of this.
But even if you change the law about when people are allowed to go on the beach, people are still going to do this.
Oh yeah, they'll go to a different beach or something.
Well, they're just gonna walk on and jump in the water, and before a lifeguard or a cop can stop them, they're gonna jump in the water. You know, like it's hard. You got to have some level of, I don't know. People got to think through their decisions when you're dealing with the ocean. I think people are too comfortable with the ocean.
I think most people are unaware too.
Yeah.
Like most people, if you're not from like a shore town and you're just coming in to get like a random swim in, most people are. I mean, for me, I'm so like rip currents. Like I totally know about them. Like I know what I should do and what I shouldn't do. But most people, I feel, don't know about rip currents.
Like
right?
if you're caught in one, what to do.
No.
A lot of people just
Even
try
though
to
like
swim against it.
my whole life I've heard about it, but a lot of people haven't.
Yeah.
Panic is like, I feel like the natural thing. I got caught in a rip current one time, and you just kind of, I was probably 14, but you just want to panic because it's so powerful against your body.
Yeah, when that's the last thing, like you can't fight it because you won't beat it.
So
You just got to swim out.
Here's what the article says. After a man drowned on Monday evening when a group of swimmers got caught in rip currents, Seaside Heights will start closing its beaches earlier to prevent further tragedies, Mayor Anthony Vaz said Tuesday. So in addition, the borough will be posting signs in Spanish about rip currents and telling people to stay out of the water when lifeguards are not present to get the warnings to more people. So I wonder, was this person that drowned a Spanish-speaking resident?
That's what I saw. I think it was a Spanish-speaking family. So that's why they like emphasized the Spanish signs.
A 31-year-old Trenton man died Monday night after he and 4 other people were pulled from the ocean after getting caught in a rip current. Detective Steve Corman, spokesman for the Seaside Heights Police Department, said Tuesday. Vaz, and I hope I'm saying his last name right. Vaz, maybe?
Vaz, I don't know.
Vaz, said the man's name was not has not been released while they await confirmation from his family about notification of next of kin. So here's the thing is, do you think the signs are a insurance policy against getting sued? Like, what is that all about? Signs in Spanish.
Maybe the family can't read English?
No, I know, but do you think, I guess you have to have warning signs up nonetheless, because I've never gone to the beach and be like, oh, look, a rip current sign. On the lifeguard stand, they always have on the back of it stuff.
Yeah.
But like, where are these signs posted? And like, is that just a liability thing where people try to sue towns and they go, you didn't have a sign posted. And
True. Yeah, I guess it's easy to sue.
maybe that's cynical. Maybe they really just want to, I'm sure they want to keep people safe here as well. So I don't know, kind of interesting there. So it says the group had gone into the water after lifeguards were off duty for the day, authorities said. In Seaside Heights and at most Jersey Shore beaches, lifeguards go off duty at 5 p.m., but the borough closes the beach access at 7 p.m. currently. Now there will be a decision made daily about whether people will be permitted to stay on the beach after 5 p.m. based on ocean conditions. So on calm days, we'll close the gates at normal times, Vass said. But on the days where the surf conditions lead the borough's beaches supervisor to keep people out of the water, when lifeguards are present, people will be kicked off the beach earlier. So it sounds like a common sense sort of rule.
I mean, I don't see why we need to be closing the beaches earlier. I think people need to have more common sense, but that's where we're at in this society. People don't.
Yeah, I think.
Do we need signs to be like, oh, it's dangerous waters, don't go in while lifeguards? I feel like all of us here know if there's no lifeguards there, we shouldn't be swimming.
This might be crude to say. There's people online that would always say like, oh, this is the Darwin Award, like the survival of the fittest. Have you ever heard that?
I haven't heard that, no.
Yeah, it's like, oh, when people die doing dumb things, that sounds messed up because someone died here. But like, you gotta have common sense to not do ridiculously. It's like the videos I see of kids doing parkour on top of 100-story buildings, and you find out, oh, this kid died a week later. It's like, well, what did you think? Like, what did you think was going to happen here? And with the ocean, I think we all naturally have a level of fear of the ocean. I think that's why you don't swim 150 feet out. And people that do are either experienced swimmers or they're people that just don't have a fear of the ocean. And the ocean. It does not care. It doesn't care if you drown. I remember this very famous photo, and I don't know if this is real or not, but everything I've ever looked up shows it's real. There's a black and white photo from like 100 years ago of these two people. It's like 100 years ago. They're wearing like, fancy clothing on the beach, but it's a mother and a father that look frantic next to the water. And the caption is something about how their 2-year-old daughter just got swept out. I guess they just swept into the water, and there's nothing they can do. And the idea there being the ocean can suck up your whole family and it just doesn't care. It's not like a matter of moral or immoral or right or wrong. It's like that's just the way the ocean operates, and we need to have a healthy fear of it. Yeah. And if people don't fear the ocean, this will keep happening. People just go in.
And the problem with rip currents is, and what most people don't know, is it's like you have the most calm ocean day. The ocean could look calm, but there might be a really strong rip current. And that's another thing. People are like, oh, it's calm. The waves aren't crazy. Let me go swimming. And then a rip current takes you. And that's the problem. And that's why they're going to be closing the beaches. So it stinks. I love going to the beach, after hours, sunset, just chilling on the beach. It kind of stinks how they're closing the beach early on a bad day just because, people just can't be trusted. So it kind of stinks, but it's also...
I always did think it was weird. Like, why do you have like a short window with no lifeguards where the beach is still open? Like, what's the point of that? Like,
well, I guess once it gets darker, they don't want people on the beach. I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't know. But I'm like, why? Like, if it's the difference of like 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock, like, why do you have literally just a 2-hour window where you don't have lifeguards before the beach closes?
So you're saying keep the lifeguards 2 more hours?
Yeah, like,
especially in the summer when people are swimming out until
like,
sunset.
Yeah, because like anytime I go to the beach in the evening, like I usually swim regardless of whether. But it just seems crazy, like just literally a 2-hour window where you're like, okay. We're taking this risk that people are going to swim without lifeguards.
Is there any beach where there's lifeguards past 5 p.m. in Jersey?
No, I mean, I don't know.
I haven't heard of any.
I don't think so, but I could be wrong.
I will say this also. I mean, I've been to Island Beach State Park. We all know I would drive my truck on the beach and we'd fish and stuff. And we would go to the unguarded areas. And I will say, of course, on a hot summer day, you want to jump in and cool off. But there is always a feeling of, I'm going 15 feet in and getting wet and then getting out. Like I'm not going 50 feet out on an unguarded beach where there's no one around that could.
No, dude, it's terrifying.
It's like, what do you do if you get swept out 150 feet? No one is coming for you. Like,
no,
yeah,
like it's very, very frightening to think about. Nonetheless, this is absolutely horrible because someone may just not have known, or this is their first time at the beach and they don't realize it. So
I also think it's crazy how many people do stuff like that without knowing how to swim well. Mm-hmm. Like my dad was just telling me a story of these guys who went on a boat that capsized and none of them knew how to swim. Didn't have life vests.
If you're on a boat, you should have a life vest or know how to swim, dude.
I'm like, I can't imagine
that's on them.
going in the water or going on a boat without having any knowledge of knowing how to swim. Like, but I feel like quite a few people do that. Where it's like, oh, I'll go in the water, but I won't go too deep because I don't know how to swim. But it's like, what if you get sucked in?
You just never know with the ocean, man.
So scary.
Yeah, so one more piece of the article talking about the Spanish-speaking element. So Vaz said the group of swimmers who had to be rescued on Monday all spoke Spanish, which created some difficulties in the first moments. But he said the Ocean Rescue Unit from Seaside Heights Fire Company Station 44 was on the scene in 2 minutes. If they were in any longer, we would have lost more. That's what the mayor said. I'm very proud of our water rescue.
So there was a communication barrier there.
So signs in English at every beach entrance warn about rip currents and the dangers of swimming without lifeguards present. And Vaz said the borough will add signs in Spanish because we find many of our tourists are Spanish speaking. Well, there you go. So it's a crazy story. Very, very sad someone lost their life.
Just gotta be safe, guys. Don't be going in the water when there's no lifeguards. Rip currents are real and they're dangerous. You can't see them most of the time either.
You ever see how surfers have those things? I think it's on their wrist. It's like a bracelet on their wrist, and it has a CO2 canister in it.
Oh no, I've not.
Or it's actually a vest as well. I think.
Are you talking about like for big wave surfers?
Yeah,
yeah.
And they wear those things,
Mm-hmm.
and they just pop. I feel like that should be like if you could make those for $20, and there's people should just bring them to the beach.
And so it's always on you,
like a wrist thing that pops and will inflate if you get sucked under.
That's pretty cool. I didn't realize they're that small. I always thought they were bigger.
I think I know there's a vest one that it's like a full.
Yeah, I've only seen the vest ones. I haven't seen the wrist ones.
I think there's a wrist one as well, but I could be wrong.
Like for watching big wave surfers, like how they wear the vests, that's pretty cool. But I've never seen the wrist one. That's interesting.
What I always wonder about big wave surfers is I know they get sucked under, and in that case, if they're under for a minute or two, it's a minute and 30 seconds, they're holding their breath, and they're like, okay, I got to get out, and they just pull the thing. It makes sense, but that's only in that case, right? It's not if they like hit their head on a rock or something. Like there's no sort of system. This is what I've always wondered is when you're in a situation where you really need to be saved, you might be unconscious or like, you have to detonate it, right? That's the whole thought. Did you pull a string or something?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, nonetheless, I think it would be cool being that our culture is getting less athletic, less healthy. Maybe it'd be a good idea to have,
not us,
bro. I like swimming.
I'm a bad swimmer, but that's the next thing I gotta learn.
But I will say, like, maybe there's something there. Maybe lifeguards could have them. I don't know. Nonetheless, let's move on to our next story here. So this is a hot take culturally, but I actually think this is a very interesting story because we've talked about this before. Parents in Gloucester Township, New Jersey, are outraged in response to a new law that could put them in prison for their kids' bad behavior.
If your kid wants to act up, you're getting fined.
Well, this is
in Gloucester Township. It's happening.
Going to jail?
Or going to jail, depending on what your kid does.
Yeah. So this is something we've talked about with this next generation. They're being a little bit rowdy. Every generation's
little
rowdy.
rascals over here.
But they're being really rowdy. And I think this conversation has kind of come to the forefront of our culture, which is what do we do when kids are unruly, and should parents be held liable in any situation? Mm-hmm. And I think it's an interesting...
And now this town is actually doing it. Like they're just going after the parents. Yeah. Because they're fed up.
And here's what the article says. It says the kids aren't all right, and their parents won't be either, which is funny. Moms and dads in a New Jersey suburb can be tossed in prison and fined for their badly behaving children under a bonkers new ordinance that some say strips parents of their rights and potentially sets a dangerous precedent. This is the New York Post writing. The new law in Gloucester Township, passed in late July, is called Minors and Parent Responsibility and stipulates that parents will be held accountable for public disturbances caused by their child and could go to jail for 3 months if their kids are found guilty of multiple offenses.
Crazy.
So this is in response, and the article says that this is in response to these pop-ups with 500 kids showing up for these brawls, and that's what it says. The ordinance is a result of the massive brawl that broke out last year among a throng of 500 minors at the Gloucester Township Day and Drone Show, according to NJ.com. 11 people, including 9 teens, were arrested. 3 officers were also injured. So, the juvenile offenses that fall under the new law are sweeping. There are a total of 28, with being a disorderly person, immorality, destruction of playground equipment, and loitering joining the likes of assault, mugging, drunkenness, and drug dealing. If a child is repeatedly found guilty in juvenile court, their caretaker could face up to 90 days in prison and or a fine of $2,000. So let's talk about this for a second, because this is going to trigger our listeners. I'll give my take on this. Okay, so there's two kids. There are people that have genuinely done everything right, I think, with their kids, and their kids just are rebellious. That's teenagers. Teenagers want to rebel, and it kind of puts parents in a bad spot. Then you have category 2, which is parents that have done everything wrong, and their kids are out of their minds, rebellious, crazy, want to blow stuff up and go and get in fights. That's where there's the discrepancy. And I think every parent in their mind wants to think I'm a good parent. But the reality is not everybody has disciplined their kids and raised them to have, morals and be decent people.
Yeah.
But I think this is the inevitable end of every township's going to have something like this, because when we have kids.
Well, because you see it getting worse and worse over time.
Yeah.
So that's why the towns are being forced to do this, because it's not getting any better. The kids are getting crazier. Every kid's on TikTok, social media. They want to cause the panic because they see these things going viral. So the townships have to, step up, and they have to start, threatening the parents because nothing's getting better.
Well, you have two options here for justice, in my opinion. There's two ways towns could approach this. Well, there's really three ways. Option 3 in this case is you do nothing, which I think,
and then it gets worse.
And it just gets worse. The other options would be, 1, you could change the way we try minors and say, no, a minor is now going to be held accountable. They'll go to juvenile detention or some sort of prison system. And do we want that with a 15-year-old? I don't know. Maybe. I think that's one of the options. The second option is you hold parents accountable because they're already above the age of 18. You find them, you try them. I don't know what the right move fully is here. I'm not trying to be a cop out, but I don't know what the right move is, but someone has to be held accountable. There has to be justice somewhere.
Yeah, because it's, like I said, it's nonstop.
I think sorry, what were you going to say?
No, you go.
I think one of the downsides to this, though, is you're kind of giving the kids power over their parents, where it's like, imagine you get into a disagreement with your dad, and you're like, all right, I'm going to go do something stupid and get you arrested.
That's smart. You're very smart, Jordan.
Threatening the kid, threatening the parent.
Yeah, it's like, I'm just going to go out and do something stupid.
Screw you, Dad.
And now you're going to get a $500 fine.
Yeah, but don't you think in court, if a parent said, we had a fight, like this is where you hope judges are judging. You go, we got a fight and he purposely did this to try to screw up my life because he was upset with me and knew there'd be consequences for me. That's where judges are important, because you would hope a judge would go, okay, I see what's going on here.
Yeah.
As opposed to if a parent's indignant and they come to court and they're like, we didn't do nothing wrong. You guys are all evil. Like, then you would think, I don't know. That's why judges are so important. You need a judge somewhere that has common sense and wisdom to know what's going on.
Yeah. I don't know. That's my concern, because it's like, now you're like,
smart.
If these kids don't care about what their parents say and stuff, it's like, well, now I could get my parent in trouble.
It's very interesting.
Whereas if you were to change, how you're actually trying the minors, I think that would be a bigger difference, because I think so many of them have the mindset of, I'm a minor, you can't do anything to me, that if you change that and it was like, oh wait, I could actually get in serious trouble.
If the kid starts threatening, at that point, kick the kid out of the house, right? If the kid just,
it was like, you can't really, if they're a minor, you can't kick them out of the house.
Disown them.
And to your point,
I don't know.
You write them off.
And to your point, Jordan, that's a really wise point, Jordan, because if you think about it, how many kids do you know that are really bad kids that just want to cause problems that deeply love their parents? Usually there's an issue at home where they hate their parents, so they're mad at the world, and they want to go blow stuff up, right?
Yeah, so now it's like, hey, you can get your parents arrested now.
Yeah, that's true. Very smart.
Sounds like Jordan when he was a teenager.
Yeah, Jordan was bad.
It does.
I mean,
I wish this existed when I was a teenager.
Got your parents arrested.
In jail for
You
life.
sick. I don't know. Let us know. If all you guys listening or watching from home, let us know what you guys think about this. Do you think it's fair that the parents will be charged, or do you think it's got to be all on the kids? Let us know.
There's a lot of parents, the article talks about, there's a lot of parents saying it's an overstep, and
because they can't get a hold on their kids. That's why.
Yeah. I think as a culture, see, this is the social contract tearing apart. The state shouldn't have to mandate good parenting. Good parenting this is why I think from a philosophical perspective, people need to have a moral kind of code or ethic built into their lifestyle, aside from work and aside from, the state. Traditionally, that'd be your religion. Like you're going to mass or to church or to temple or wherever, and you're getting this sort of code of conduct built into your life. And I think the thing is, the more amoral we become as a culture, where nobody has any sort of guiding ethic, whatever that might be, you're going to have the state taking more control and power. I think that's just the natural flow of it, where you'll see naturally governments taking roles that they shouldn't be taking. I mean, I think it is an overstep, but also I feel empathetic to a local mayor who's like, I'm fed up with these kids acting like this. And I think that's why it's so important, not to get super historical and patriotic. I think it was Thomas Jefferson that said the Constitution is for a religious and moral people, right? You can only have these certain freedoms available if you're going to have a moral ethic. If you don't, then guess what? You're going to have tyranny. The government has to step in and say, hey, you know what, parent? You're going to jail because your kid didn't behave. Why should the government be parenting parents? That's ridiculous. That's absurd. It's kind of asinine, right? Like maybe parents just need to get their act together and discipline their kids and like stop being soft and
bring out the wooden spoon. Where's the shoe? Where's the bamboo stick? Come on. Let's stop being scared.
You're gonna get our podcast banned. They're gonna be like child abuse. But that's the issue.
I got beat as a kid, bro, for just whenever I messed up. I got beat, bro, and it taught me. I got beat.
Clarify what you're saying, because people are picturing you getting like punched in the face. You got
I got a spanking on my butt. I got a nice spanking. Sometimes it was the shoe because the belt didn't work. The belt, I would just be like, oh, it doesn't hurt. Then the shoe came out. And I've heard in different cultures from friends, the bamboo stick came out from time to time. And the bamboo stick was never a good thing.
So you're not.
But it taught these kids, and they're great kids now.
So you're not scarred from, because this is like the millennial
scarred.
Thing. They're like, oh, I got spanked.
I mean, as a kid, you're like you hate it, but as a kid, it taught me well because I was very disobedient. And guess what? Kept me straight in line. Right?
There's parents cringing, gentle parents listening right now. Like,
I mean,
oh
every
my
parent,
gosh.
every parent has their own way of parenting. I'm not telling anyone how to do it. I'm just saying my experience. I was a bad kid, and guess what? It taught me well.
You know what? Here's the issue: is
my parents loved me so much. That's why they did that to me.
Our parents' generation was stone cold, because our generation. I have kids now. I look at them and I'm like, it's kind of. I get it. It's kind of easy to let kids become. Like let the inmates run the asylum, because
fast forward 5 years, Josh is going in prison.
They're just so cute. You're like, I don't want to. Like, if I scold my daughter, she's almost 3 now. If I scold her, she gets really emotional. I'm like, come here, give me a hug. It's all right.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't have a kid, so like I'm not telling anyone how to do anything. I'm just saying my experience. I'm like, maybe discipline is the way to go.
Granted, she's really little. Like, she's 2.5, so like it's
sweet.
It's rare. I go like I scold her and say, hey, don't do that. But when she's 14, maybe it'll be a different story. If I'm like, hey, cut that out. You got to put the dad voice on and get really tense. But
that was scary.
Dude, one of the funniest, I want to say one of the cutest June moments that made my life recently is when you called me. It was like at night. You were combing her hair, and I guess you pulled it and it hurt her, and she was crying, and she's like, call Cho.
Yeah, she wants to talk. She's
like, Joe. I'm
for
like,
the
what?
listeners.
And you're like, I got her mad.
She loves.
Like, don't do this to me,
Josh, so much. You are like her. You like her. I mean, she likes you literally as much as she likes her grandparents.
That's hilarious.
She wants to FaceTime him.
Got to be the best uncle out there.
Yeah, she really likes Josh a lot. She gets very excited. There's few people where I go, hey, let's FaceTime so and so, and she gets up and runs over to me. If I say Cho, she's like there. She's like, let's talk to Cho. So, all right. Let's move on. I was like,
June, don't involve me in this. That's between you and your father.
Yeah. The brushing hair on girls is impossible. My goodness. You guys have a daughter, you'll realize it is a pain, man. Her hair is crazy. All right. Last story of the day here. This is out of La Valette. A cafe in La Valette is under fire this week after their response to a customer breaking a $1,600 table.
A 3-year-old customer breaking a $1,600 table that shouldn't have been there.
So did you guys hear about this?
I did not.
Yes.
I saw it blew up all over the internet.
This is like very viral. Like the video's getting hundreds of thousands of likes on them talking about this. So I think it's beyond New Jersey at this point. But basically this TikToker Kathy Denman goes to this coffee shop in La Valette. It's called Hazelnut Cafe and Hazel Boutique. But there's another name for it, Hazelnut Cafe, I saw. So I don't know if they're affiliated or something. But so she goes to this Hazel Boutique in La Valette, with her 3-year-old daughter and her mother, and the 3-year-old, I guess, goes to get up, and there's these tables that are made of granite or something, and they have 2 pillar legs and then a long top. It's kind of thin. And the daughter's 3 and pushes the table, I guess, to move it out, and the table just topples over. 600-pound table and smashes everywhere.
How does a 3-year-old push over a 600-pound table?
Well, that's what I saw a video last night on TikTok of an interior designer saying this table is like if you go, when you go in someone's house in the entryway and they have a table against the wall with keys in it, like it's like one of those tables that should be against the wall.
It's not meant for like a restaurant or a cafe to be used.
Yeah, that I saw that too.
And also there was another video of a bunch of girls like filming themselves at this place with that table, and you can see how easily it shakes or how easily it just wants to get topple over.
It's probably just like leverage and
so
stuff,
it's
right?
on the cafe,
The way it's positioned.
Where it gets more complicated is this mother is mortified. Her daughter is so shaken up that she said she took her to urgent care because of the fact that she just looks frazzled. She's 3 and she wasn't talking. She was like, I don't know if she was in shock or what, but she was scared because it was loud. 600-pound table. But the owner of an employee of the cafe comes forward and goes, you can't leave until we get your credit card. You're paying for this at $1,600. And like basically is holding the mom hostage, saying she's got to pay for it. So now people are coming forward, and this has become a big cultural sort of conversation, and everyone's trying to figure out like what's the right move here. Yeah, Jim.
I have a question. Wouldn't like the insurance for the store cover this?
That was what people were saying in the comments. Like this is an insurance thing, but also, wouldn't you be mortified if you had a 600-pound table that a 3-year-old could push over? They should be thanking God that table didn't fall on someone's leg.
It could have easily killed that little girl,
or chop off their leg,
or broken their leg off. Yeah, like done something horrible. So it sounds like the cafe didn't take any responsibility. And I get it. Like if you own a restaurant or a cafe, people get annoyed about kids. I get it. You don't want kids in your establishment. But it sounds to me like the kid did something anybody could have done. And based on the video you shared, Josh, it looks like the table could easily topple over.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking putting that table there. But the fact that after this blew up, they turned off all their comments. Like even the owners turned off all their comments on social media. I think the restaurant was getting crazy bad reviews just because, you got to think this restaurant would not have gone through this if they just handled it properly.
Yeah, just like, oh, no worries.
If they didn't, tell this woman that she needed to pay for the table
which is crazy because like I've been seeing people talking about it and they're showing like the line at this place. Like, the line could be like hours long to get into this place at certain points. I'm like, so they're making crazy money.
So Josh, go to their Instagram right now.
Only girls, no offense, only girls wait in line.
That's their statement, by the way. They came out last night.
Let's read their statement. First and foremost, we are extremely grateful that the 3-year-old girl, her grandmother, mother, and every customer who is present are safe and unharmed. We understand this incident may have been startling when the table fell with a loud noise, and our priority has been to ensure the family felt supported and cared for. Clear surveillance footage confirms that the young girl accidentally kicked the table, causing it to tip over. Thankfully, it did not strike anyone, and the child showed no signs of distress, walking away calmly from the scene. Following the incident, we personally called the child's mother to express our concern, offer our support, and share our direct contact information should she need anything. Which the lady's video contradicts that.
Yes,
the mother
because the mother was like, they didn't want me to come. They didn't want me to leave.
Yeah, well, and also she said when they called her later because she left her contact, they didn't ask about her daughter. They just said you're paying for this $1,600. So they didn't even, according to her. So it's a he said she said sort of situation. As an added precaution, we have since removed all tables from our locations to eliminate any risk of a similar incident. Which that's kind of an indictment on themselves, I think. If they're removing tables, it's kind of like. They probably realized there's a lot. They probably talked to a lawyer, and the lawyer was like, "Get those tables out of your restaurants right now." Yeah. We also want to be completely transparent. We would never hold anyone against their will. The mother was not charged for the damaged table, even after asking how she could make it right. Given the table broke, we requested her contact information for insurance purposes. At Hazel Boutique, safety and hospitality are the foundation of everything we do. While this was an unfortunate and rare occurrence, our commitment to creating a safe, welcoming environment for every guest has never been stronger. We are incredibly thankful for our loyal customers and the community we serve, and will continue to do everything possible to ensure their safety and well-being.
It's like completely opposite of what like this woman shared on TikTok.
Comments are turned off.
I mean, that's number one. Hazel Boutique?
The Hazelnut Cafe is what their Instagram says. online people keep saying the Hazel Boutique. So I don't know if
I think
it's
it's
like
two different things. I think the boutique is like they sell clothing, and then
it's the Hazelnut Cafe.
Hazelnut
Hazelnut
Cafe.
Cafe is like coffee or whatever.
You know, it's never
I think.
good if you turn off your comments. It's just a bad look.
I think it's a bad look, but I also think
But
they-
also,
yeah.
like if you have a bunch of people attacking you, even if like, what if you're in the right and you have a bunch of people attacking you? It's like you're gonna have your comments are gonna be flooded with people just
Of
like
course, but
talking
it's just
trash.
not a good look because you know you're in the wrong. That's why you turned off the comments.
Well, I will say this is the issue with the internet is these things are always he said, she said. And who's actually telling the truth? We don't know. I mean, like,
We're just reporting what we've heard.
I want to be empathetic and go, this mom's totally telling the truth. And she probably is. Based on the video, it seems she's pretty shaken up. But also, maybe there's two sides to every story. So maybe there's stuff not being said. Nonetheless, it sounds like this is being sorted out. It's being sorted out from the court of public opinion right now.
Yeah, I just hope the mom, she's able to figure out everything she needs to figure out.
Yeah, I think it'll sort itself out. But
Thank God the little girl's okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing. Everyone's okay. You can buy a new table. There's always more tables to be bought.
Maybe they'll buy actual dining tables.
Well, I was thinking, because my brain goes to, I used to work in the office furniture space. So like dealing with basically commercial interiors where people, high traffic areas where things are getting abused. And I was thinking like, how would you even anchor down a 600-pound granite or whatever, marble, whatever it's made out of table? Like I was looking at it like, it's so not made for this environment that you would need to figure out some sort of like a jerry-rigged steel. I was thinking like it's not even possible. I mean, like you'd have to figure out something really specific to make this work. Like because if you think about it, a table that's tall like that, it's like a hinge. Like if you use like you guys know what a breaker bar is when you're taking like a breaker bar is how you get a tight bolt off of your car.
Okay.
It's like you use a really long bar. You have more torque, right? Think about a 600-pound table that's probably almost 3.5 feet tall. The torque on it to pull it side to side, nothing's going to be able to anchor that down. That is a dangerous. Like someone somewhere had to be like, guys, this is a catastrophe waiting to happen because once it starts leaning, you're not stopping it.
Yeah.
Because it's just going to get heavier and heavier and lean. It's like when people talk about people getting killed by stacks of drywall. You guys ever hear about this on job sites?
Stacks of drywall. No.
Yeah, like if there's like 20 sheets of drywall against the wall, this happens all the time, and they tip.
Yeah.
Right. One sheet of drywall might be pretty light, but 20 of them is so heavy that you can't stop it once it starts, and people get crushed all the time.
That's
like
crazy. I haven't heard of that.
It's very, very common. Think about a 600-pound table that's condensed, small, made of stone, leaning over. They are so lucky. The 3-year-old girl was on the other. If this fell on the girl, she'd be dead.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Would have been so
It would have crushed
tragic.
her skull. I mean, like, so there's a happy ending here in the sense that nobody was injured, but the local business is gonna have to sort it out with the family, and hopefully we get to the bottom of what truly went down. They said they have security footage. I want to see the footage. Release the footage.
Tragic is the absolute worst.
That was insane. Josh just smacked the table and
The
that
board went
popped up.
off. So that's the last story of the day. I think we should wrap.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Great episode.
We're so back, New Jersey.
We are so back. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We will be back next Friday, of course. Like we said, if you have any ideas for the podcast, things you'd like to hear us discuss, call in to the mailbag.
Yes.
And let us know. Otherwise, have an amazing week.
Later.
Bye.
Later.
You're listening to the Garden State. The Dirty Jers.